Hey YouTubers and Star Wars fans, Later Vader here with another Star Wars figure review. Today up for review I've got the premium format Boba Fett from Sideshow Collectibles. This figure's been out for a while. He's limited to 2,000 pieces. This is the regular version. Alright, let's kick off the review with the packaging. It's a rather large box. Black with some gray. Picture of the figure here. And then Star Wars Boba Fett premium format. On the side, another picture of Boba Fett. Then on the back here, we've got some pictures from the movie. From Return of the Jedi, since this is modeled after the Return of the Jedi version of Boba Fett. On the other side here, we've got another picture of the premium format. Really nice box, really good pictures. On the bottom, the limited edition number, I got 298. All in all, it's a great box. Really like it. So, next we'll talk about the sculpt of the figure and the base. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say, as far as the helmet goes, I'm not really happy with it. Obviously it's Boba Fett, but they missed some of the finer details. I mean, some of the battle damage isn't correct. You know, it's not movie accurate. The shape of the helmet is wrong in my opinion. These pieces here are a little too wide, I think. And I think the antenna may be slightly too long. Otherwise, I mean, the helmet, I mean, I'm still happy with the figure. It's just the helmet irks me a little bit. The rest of the sculpt is pretty good. I mean, it's all done in plastic. Normally they do premium formats in polystone, but this one is mostly plastic. The gauntlets are great, the armor's great, the shoulder pads or shoulder bells, whichever you prefer. The rifle here is done very well. I'm not sure I like the way this hand looks. The finger looks a little off to me, like really long and skinny. It just looks kind of weird. And this hand, I don't have any problems with this hand. Another thing that I caught that's not right is there's a sash in here that you can see, a red sash that should be overlapping the cod piece, if you will, and the belt should be sort of on top of the sash. I don't know why they did that. It kind of irks me a little bit. They did a great job sculpting the boots. And the base, they did a pretty good job on the base. I guess it's supposed to be the floor from Jabba's palace. Great job on the knee pads. The jetpack I'm absolutely in love with. I mean, they did a fantastic job on this jetpack. The battle damage and the wear is just amazing. I mean, they got some really good details on here. There's some sort of lettering, some sort of language from the Star Wars universe on there. Pretty cool stuff. The back of the helmet doesn't look that bad. It's just the front that bothers me. I mean, Sideshow Collectibles just can't seem to nail Boba Fett's helmet for some reason. But as a whole, I mean, this piece is good. There's just some details that I'm not very pleased with. And you know, due to the figure itself being, you know, it is a great Boba Fett piece. Don't get me wrong. I am a little nitpicky with Boba Fett because he's my favorite character. But as a whole, this figure, I mean, is great. And for the price I got it at, I mean, I really can't complain too much. I paid less than $300 because when it arrived, the antenna was broken off. I got a partial refund on it. Initially, I paid $300, and I got $80 knocked off of that. So I got this guy for a steal. I mean, so I'm very, very happy about this piece. The paint application is outstanding. I mean, all the battle damage looks great. The fire spray logo looks great. The Mandalorian insignia is there. It looks pretty good. Looks really good, actually. I mean, the paint, I have no complaints with the paint. I'm not sure if it's, you know, 100% movie accurate, but I'm happy with it. The only articulation that this piece has is in the head. The head can move, so you can give him a little bit of character, you know, a little posability, and that's really it. I guess these, you know, these things move, and that's another complaint. They use really cheap piping, so there's some crimpage there, kinking in the hoses, and I'm really not liking that. They just feel cheap. Not, you know, it's not cool. They did a really good job sculpting also the belt, you know, that's really cool. The accessories, I guess you could count his jetpack as an accessory, but it goes with the character. It comes off, you know, you have to put it on. The base itself, it's heavy, but it still feels kind of cheap to me. Like, they cut some corners on this piece for sure, because the body itself is plastic. Everything's plastic. There's no polystone. Anyway, the base looks nice, but just feels a little cheap to me. The outfit, no complaints. I mean, it's a great, you know, the tailoring is superb. There's sponges in the pouches to make them look like they're full. These Wookiee braids are also really nice. This is probably some of the best Wookiee braids I've seen on a Boba Fett figure. They look really good. Price tag on this guy, he's no longer being made, so you're going to pay an arm and a leg for him unless you get lucky. Like myself, I got him for under $300. Another fellow YouTuber who inspired me to pick up this piece, I want to give a shout out to him, Yardman. He also got his for a very good deal, and he got the exclusive. I don't care much for the exclusive piece. It looks just like a coaster, like a polystone coaster with the Mandalorian insignia on there. So I didn't really care if I got that or not. The problems I would watch out for, a lot of people have a loose antenna that just sort of falls over on its own. But mine doesn't because it's glued in place. Like I said, the antenna fell off and I had to glue it on. So, but I don't like him with his rangefinder down anyway. Overall, I love this piece. You know, aside from a few minor nitpicks, you know, but again, I love Boba Fett, and I would love to have the perfect Boba Fett, and so far this is as close as I'm gonna get. And where you can find this, it's a sideshow collectibles piece, but they don't make it anymore. So you're probably gonna have to look on eBay or Amazon.com, and that's probably the only place you're gonna be able to acquire one of these pieces. So, again, the sculpt, the helmet is askew, it's off. This hand is off, in my opinion. The gauntlets are great, though. I really like the gauntlets, and I love the jetpack. This jetpack is great. I love the color scheme of the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. The articulation, it's a statue, so, you know, the head moves. They got the pose, like, really, I love this pose. I mean, I think if they do an Empire Strikes Back version, they should do that one where he's, you know, pointing the blaster at Luke in that one scene. I think that would be a great, I think that would beat this pose, in my opinion. But for, you know, Return of the Jedi, you know, it takes me back to where he's just kind of standing in Jabba's palace, just kind of looking around and checking out what's going on. So I really like it. The outfit, again, is terrific. I think that the sash needs to be lowered, and the belt should be technically across the sash. I don't know about this sleeve sticking out here either. I don't think it should be like that. I'm gonna try to pull it back a little bit. And these hoses, I'm gonna do something about that too. So, yeah, overall, if you love Boba Fett, if you love Star Wars, if you have a Star Wars collection, I highly recommend this piece. I'm sure that, you know, anybody who loves Star Wars would be, you know, like myself. I love this piece again. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about it and trying to get anybody, you know, to not buy it. By all means, if you find one for a good price, get it. But, you know, don't pay $600, don't pay $800, don't pay $500. You know, if you, this thing, when it came out at retail was $325, I believe, and I lucked out and got one for cheaper than that. So, you know, if you get a good deal, grab him. Oh, and one other thing I want to point out: the cape. I love this cape. This cape is amazing. It's weathered, it's worn, it's frayed. It's great. I know it's just a piece of cloth on a statue, but it looks great. It really suits the piece, and it adds a lot to it, in my opinion. So anyway, there you have it. That's my review of the quarter scale premium format Boba Fett, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.